So, good morning. Um, yes, it looks different back there. And yeah, you look tired. Thanks for asking, noticing. Yes, it's 4 in the morning. I'm in Woodmere. No, I'm not in prison, not being held hostage, but logistical jet lag. So, up at 4 in the morning. Hitting the gym in a few minutes, actually. But here we are. So, this is very exciting Parsha. Parsha Truma. And everyone always, not everyone, but I remember back maybe 15 years ago, I was in Atlanta for Shabbos at Moshe and Diane Mannheim, and I'm the token FFB whenever they have guests over. Um, I'm kind of the one to say Dvar Torah, which is fantastic. I like to say Dvar Torah in Shabbos. And one of the questions someone had, I forgot who it was, what do we need Parshas Truma? How important is it? We don't have the Mishkan. And there's 4 weeks of this. There's Truma Tetzava, Bayaka Bakude. There's 4 weeks of this. We don't do it. We don't need it. We're not building it. What's the importance of this? So I forgot what he even said. Something. I said, oh, it's important. It's in the Torah. We have to, every year we read it. Okay. I'm not sure even what I said, but each year there's something different and very new that you can really come up with, and different chidushim you can really think of. And one of the pieces that I saw this week was the Pri Tzaddik, that Rav Tzaddik has a pretty different take on the importance of this. First, he has the question, which is, why do we need this giving of anything? Hashem could make, gold, make silver come down from the sky like the mun, the diamonds. The Medrash says this jewelry came with the mun, so there's clearly no lacking. Hashem doesn't lack any gold. Hashem doesn't need people to take their money and bring it to a Mishkan. The Gemara says the third base Mishkan will be from the Shemayim. So again, why didn't the first Mishkan come from Shemayim? So the Pri Tzaddik kind of mentions that the purpose, or one of the aspects of giving tzedakah, is what it does to a person. There's a lot of different layers to giving tzedakah. It changes you. But first, you think about your day differently. Think about parnasa differently. By giving and having conscious effort to give what you have to Hashem, it changes you. So he quotes that, talks about Yosh Itzreida, Ish Tachnos, Ish Socho. So Pri Tzaddik quotes the Tosas Yantif, who says that it doesn't just mean a man, Adon, a master. And when you are giving money tzedakah, you're now controlling the money. The money's not controlling you. We know that a person is a man who's a man of Kosh Yisro. You cover your desires. And that's what money has over a person. That's your desire. That's what you're doing. We work hard. We work one job, two jobs. A lot of times we're working, doing things, and it controls us at times. And when a person gives tzedakah, he's supposed to now control the money. I'm not talking about Gates or Bezos, who has billions and billions, so giving a couple of million. It doesn't change anything, really. Someone who's a millionaire gives $5 for tzedakah, not changing anything. The per person's happy. He's going to get to eat. That's fantastic. You're changing his day and giving him, so there's nothing wrong with that. That in itself is a big deal. But is it changing you? Are you giving enough money that it makes a change in your life? By giving $1, is it changing the fact that now you're working too hard and now you can't pick up a Gemara? Are you working too hard that you can't spend time with your children? Are you working too hard that's controlling your life? And again, we live in times where there's inflation. We live in times where you have to one job and two jobs, and rent, mortgage, car payments. I get that, but how often do we have a vacation planned? We're going to, I don't know, Eretz Yisrael, and Pesach, for example, and $10,000. And then you want to give tzedakah. Now all of a sudden your plans change because you have a choice. You can either go to Florida, Eretz Yisrael, and give $100 for an appeal, or go somewhere smaller. Go to, I don't know, the Catskills. Go to the Poconos instead, because you gave more tzedakah. So that's kind of what I think the Pri Tzaddik is going, where there's sacrifices that you make for money. And that's something that the Jewish people, as they walk out of Mitzrayim with all this money and all these riches, they're faced with this. And we know that Moshe blames Hashem that they have too much money and they gave him money for the Egel. And there's some of the challenges that we have. And the Shabbos, it's going to be very difficult to kind of avoid giving money. Sometimes you hear there's an appeal in the shul, you can go to another shul or try to avoid it. But Parsh Truma usually, some communities, all the shuls have an appeal. I know in Ramat Shemesh, in our area, there's a tzedakah called Chazdei Shiloh. And all the shuls in our community have an appeal. So you have to really walk far to avoid it. Or you go to Muncie, and there's 1 week is Tomchei Shabbos of Muncie. So every shul in the Forshey or Blueberry area, Wesley is going to talk about Tomchei. So you really have to try to avoid it. But I think that's what Tzvi Tzaddik is saying, is not to avoid it, but get to the level where you're making a conscious effort with changing your life. Your choices are being made. I think that's kind of what he's going with. Shabbat Shalom from Woodmere.